Greetings, everybody. Nina the Mystic here, and welcome to another Let's Talk variety show here with Robert V from the Milky Way Soul Tribe. How you doing tonight, Robert?
Doing great. And if anybody didn't see me last night, missed my show, it was because I wasn't on. I was on hiatus of a vacation, and I went to the zoo. So there you go.
There you go.
I'll be doing a show about the zoo here in the next few days.
There you go. I have seen some of your posts up on Instagram already. So that's pretty neat. Yeah, it's always nice to get away from the homestead. I know it's hard when you have a homestead with animals and gardens, and you can't just go away for a weekend even, or never mind a week or two, right? So yeah, it's good that you do that. Take a day for yourself, go do something different. Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's quite the adventure, I mean, I don't have a lot, and being in North Dakota, I don't have a whole lot to pick from, but I thought, here's something that, would be really good, and it's not anything bad. It was just good to go to the zoo, walk around, see the animals, and enjoy yourself, and nobody's pushing you to do anything. It was a good break. Every now and then I work myself too hard. Everybody knows I work hard. And spend most of my days either working at work or at home, working harder than I probably work at work. But yeah, I just threw down everything and I said, you know what? I'm all caught up on most of my stuff here. Nothing that I have to do immediately. I'm just going to go. And away I went.
Good for you. I know it's hard to do sometimes. But yeah, good. That's good. And it's also good to kind of just go and do something that's not this related, where we're thinking about too much, whether it's prepping or, there's just so much going on right now in the world. Like it can get a bit overwhelming, and I know we're going to be bringing up some things today again, but.
And speaking of that kind of goes along with the what we're going to be talking about with the iPet goat. The idea is after I watch this and I think, oh my gosh, are they predicting the future again with this? And if I don't go now, will next year be too late? Will there be another pandemic? Will there be a economic crisis? Will I not be able to go? Maybe this is my opportunity to take and go do those things that I wouldn't normally do. Is this inspiring me to do it? Because I'm thinking, well, next year might not be the best year to do that. Or maybe not even available.
Yeah, well, the way it's going right now is, and it does look like we are heading for the same thing that happened in 20, except, it looks like the Mpox now is what they call it. So that's on the rise. Now, this wasn't really what we were going to talk about, but it is the high topic today on the news with this Mpox. It looks like it's the kind of like the AIDS virus. Remember back in the 80s when we got that, and it was all mainly in the gay community, and it was mainly a sexual contact type of thing. And so it looks like that's kind of what this is as well. So in that case, I don't have to worry too much about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but these things mutate. They mutate all the time. So, and are they getting it from, they don't give us all the information either. And that's the bad part.
Well, that's what I was thinking, because I'm looking at the footage from Africa and there's tons of children with it. So what are you saying here? Now, I was watching Redacted. I should have probably posted up on the Gilded. Go and join there if you want to, after hours postings and stuff like that on Gilded there. But yeah, they were proven there was these kids that got it, but they were from that community. So what does that mean? Does that mean just gay parents, or does it mean that they had been abused or something in the community?
Well, I do want to mention a few things. Okay, so you got Africa, right. A lot of warmth and heat. Viruses spread really well when they have a moist, wet, hot environment. Second thing is that Africa, them people don't have the cleanliest conditions as we do here. in the United States or Canada. The next thing I want to point out is that over there, they seems that those diseases spread rapidly, like Ebola. It you know, it
Yeah,
spread
you
like there
wouldn't
was
think.
thousands of people were getting it, and yet
Yeah, you wouldn't
it
think it
didn't
would
come like
spread that quickly if it was
yeah.
only spread by, sexual contact. However, like you said, it is hot, so people don't tend to wear a lot of clothes. They tend to sweat, I guess, like you said, and they probably don't, clean as much. And then you're holding your kids all the time, so they're in your sweat. They're breastfeeding. There's snot. There's just stuff everywhere with kids. So I can see how, from mother to child, maybe that would be fairly easy to do. You know what I mean? Like you can't not hold your kid and kiss them and hold them and all that stuff, right? So
Yeah,
I guess I don't know. I'm not an
exactly.
expert on this stuff, but in one sense, it's good news if it's only spread that way, because it will be a lot less of us getting infected then. But then again, I mean, are you really going to lock down? And we didn't lock down for AIDS. Could have done
Yeah.
that. I mean,
And where did that come from?
Africa again, and I do believe
There
the
you
gay
go.
communities, it was all a gay thing, remember? Yeah. And I remember, like, it actually did work in the sense, for me, that it prevented me from doing more of that stuff. You know what I mean? I would have been a lot more promiscuous
Mhm.
if it wasn't for the
Yeah,
AIDS in the 80s, let me tell you. You know what I mean? So in one
yeah,
sense, maybe that's a good thing, but yeah, no, it's just another scare. And so what is that going to do to the young population? Now it's another excuse why they're not getting together. You know what I mean? Which is going to decrease the population as well. So there's a lot of agendas going on. But anyway, so yeah, you're right. This might be the last time you get to go to see the zoo for a while. So, heads up on that. If you guys have the means, you got the time, go out there and have some fun. You know what I mean? Because we don't know if we're going to be
yeah.
able to again next year. We don't even know if there's going to be if we're going to be allowed to have Christmas either, this year. So go out there while we can and enjoy, right, as much as you can, because it looks like they're ramping up for something else. But anyways, that's not what the show is about today. We are going to go over a video called iPet 3. So there's two other ones prior to this one, and yeah, you go back and watch them. It's very eerie. And we all know that,
Yeah.
they have to tell us ahead of time what they're doing. And I found some things in here that I thought I wanted to bring up, um, as well. Some things that I noticed that I haven't seen people talk about anywhere else. So we'll talk about that. And then also this full moon. Tomorrow is the full moon. Is a big buzz uproar in the astrology community about this full moon. If there ever was such a thing as a bad full moon, this is one of them, because we got a clash between Jupiter and Saturn. And so Jupiter is all about the financial stuff, money, that kind of thing. So you could say, is something going to be happening to the financial market this week? And then Saturn, is all about corporations and structure and, that kind of thing, right? So the way that they're describing it, like it's almost like anything could happen here this full moon. So this full moon will be, from Monday to, and then the next 3 days, sort of. So this week kind of thing, right? And
I want to ask you a question. Now, I got a call last night at midnight, and
okay.
somebody's telling me that this is a special moon. It's a blue moon. Is this a
Yes,
blue
it is a
moon?
blue moon as well. There's not a lot of significance. What that means is that there's been 3 full moons in the one cycle or something like that. That's all that means. It's just the dates, how you look at the dates. It's not like the moon is going to be blue or anything. But I think it might be a super moon, which means it's a little bit closer to the Earth, which means it's going to be a little bit bigger to look at, but also the energies can be a little intense as well. So keep that in mind. But yeah, they're talking like anything. It could be cyber attacks, alien invasion. We've been waiting for that. Mind you, we've got so much else going on right now. Do we really have more room on the plate for another thing? I don't know, but this would be the kind of time, as far as the astrology goes, to do it, apparently. And then, of course, I mentioned the financial. Now, the other thing that caught my attention especially for this week, is a prophecy that Kim Clement had. And it's about the, I think I got some things here I might be able to share. Kim Clement, this was a couple of years ago. I put the video down in the description, guys, if you want to watch it, about the Hyatt Regency Hotel. He had a really bad, I guess, prophecy about the hotel, and it was around this time frame. Of course, what is the Democratic National Convention? It starts tomorrow at the hotel.
Yeah, at that hotel.
At that hotel.
Yeah.
So
I do believe that there's going to be some. Even here's the thing. We're all going in believing a certain someone is going to be nominated and elected and yada, yada, yada. Mm-hmm. But maybe it's not going to be a black swan event or anything. It's going to be the changing of, put it this way, the changing of the guard. The one we think is running isn't going to be running. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't that be a big deal at that hotel?
Yeah, they're saying this full moon, expect the unexpected. So some kind of twist in something. And yeah, it could be something like that. However, Kim Clement saw more than that. He saw like the whole building blowing up and like it was big terrorist attack type of thing, you know. So we'll see, you know, if now whether it happens, you know, this week or maybe some other time, who knows. But that has sort of come to our attention, I guess, those who are watching, you know, and paying attention. So, yeah. So I personally, I would just avoid that hotel this week myself. Mind you, maybe this is the whole psyop right here of doing that so that nobody shows up. You know what I mean? So maybe I'm just playing into it. But honestly, I would avoid any kind of crowds this week. You know what I mean? Even though we just said to go out and have some fun, but, you know, I would avoid certain places. Honestly, you know, anything with politics, if there's any politicians there, you shouldn't be there anyways. You know, just stay away from those targeted places. You know what I mean? Go somewhere where they're not. You know, that's kind of the idea here. But, yeah, very, very intense week as far as the astrology, as far as the full moon. We got all kinds of things going on. So keep your head on a swivel, you know, pay attention. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens here this week. So yeah, Patreons, expect a video out tomorrow for the full moon. And Sunset Dream was saying, nice shirt. I'm assuming that's for you, Robert.
Yeah.
Nice shirt. Yeah. I guess I should mention that since we're here now, then I should almost share something here quickly before we get into the iPet goat thing. We'll give everybody a chance to kind of get in here. You know, make sure you guys are liking the video, okay, and then share it out. I'm going to show you a little something here. This, I guess you could say, is my website. So this is my Streamlabs. So with the streaming service that I have here, I also have this included. This is like a website, I guess. You can see my little intro video. You got a place here for tips. There's my merch store. I got some links here. But you can just go in there. The links down below will take you directly into the different sections. But I have, if you haven't noticed, I have actually changed my logo on YouTube to this one here. This is my new logo on YouTube now. It will be changed eventually everywhere, but for now, it's just here. And of course, I got all new merch to go with the new logo. So go and check that out. But I still have, though, the Milky Way Soul Tribe stuff here, as we were talking about that. All Robert's merch is in here still, as well as all the Antahkarana stuff. Okay, but all that other stuff I had in there, that's gone now. And the Milky Way will be gone as of the end of the month. Okay, so go in there if you've been humming and hawing, getting yourself a little something with the Milky. Then do it now before it's gone. Okay, and then while you're there, go and check out all the new stuff.
It's guaranteed to be a collector's item after the end of the month, and you can have your smiling face on your chest, your chest, just like I got it on mine. It says Milky Way Soul Tribe. And you can get yours. It's all good. It says Milky Way Soul Tribe on the bottom and then there. And it's really nice picture, as you can see, my face on there. And you can also get these, you can get the Antahkarana stuff. Like I got this nice mug. It's really good. You don't have the hats anymore, but the hat is I got one of the last hats, which I sure love this hat. But the Antahkarana stuff is really great. I got stickers and all kinds of stuff here. I don't know if I got stickers up here. Is the stickers? Yeah, you can get these stickers up there.
Those you would have to email me for. You can't get those on the website, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
You can get some there, but those ones you have to email me for the sticker pack. And I do believe eventually here I'm going to be ordering some of the new stickers and maybe adding it to the sticker pack. We'll see. But yeah, just email me for those. Email me for sprays, you know, and private readings.
They're nice because you can put them on like I got this little notebook. Yeah. And so I just put it on my notebook and, you know, I write inside there and then I got my Antahkarana on there. And it's kind of nice. I know which book's what. I just put a different Antahkarana on it. It's a good thing. I got them stuck all over the place. I put them on. I got, if you could see my computer, I got that stickers all over my computer, and it's kind of nice. It's makes the spices in life up a little bit. So get yours today.
Who doesn't like stickers, right? So yeah, it's a nice little keepsake, like you said. You know, like even some of the old merch, like I still got. You know, this is a collector's now. You can't even get that now. So you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, they do become collectors because you know they come and go. So yeah, go and check out the merch.
There's also a mug with my smiling face on it too.
You can get a mug too. That's right. And I got the hoodies and all the winter stuff in there for you as well, so that you guys can order that now if you want to, because you know fall is around the corner, believe it or not. And
who doesn't want a hoodie with my smiling face on it? I tell you.
Now. Yeah.
Support the Milky Way. There you go.
And, hey,
tell all your
that
friends.
The economy's going, you know, we might not be able to get a hold of as much clothes as we normally do either. So there you go. So why not get some clothes now while it's available? Because there will be supply chain shortages again, you know. So, you know, but I'm sure everybody that listens to this channel is already prepped to the hilt. You already have all your food and your water and you're all set. I'm assuming, right? If not, well, you better get on it now. So, there's What Life's got the about the moon thing here. The 4 full supermoon in a row. Yeah, it's a sturgeon moon.
Yeah.
Part of it. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. So there you go. All these different. Yeah. So. But yeah. All right. So this iPet Goat movie is only 4 minutes long. It's not very long. It's not going to take us very long to get through this. And I'll be stopping it like constantly because there's so much going on in there. It's short frames. It's like really quick, right? To get that information into your head without a long dragged out, because people don't have attention spans for 30, 60-minute videos anymore. So 4 minutes.
Okay, so I want to mention something before we get on. And I wish that I knew about this and I wish I could copy it or something and then translate it. But there was a lot of writing in there on like tablets and flashes of things that were in Arabic.
Yeah, well, I can tell you.
I know it's Arabic, but
I can tell you what it is.
I don't know what it all says. So
no, I can tell you what. I can tell you what it is. What it is, and it says right there. That's the old Torah. That's what it is. But let's do it before, because people might not know what we're talking about. So I do have the link for this video. I have a link for everything that we're talking about, honestly, in the description of this video. Okay, as well as, of course, our links. All our information is down in the description. Make sure you go and check that out once in a while. Okay, and yeah, I got a couple affiliates in there. One's for Surfshark. If you're interested, go check that out as a VPN. And if you sign up with that link, you can get a free month, and so do I. So that's a great way of getting some VPN if you're interested. And I also got the Streamlabs link down there as well. If you are interested in trying out some live streaming, like I said, you can get that website, and the merch store comes with it. And that's something that I know all the other platforms that are doing it don't have that, I don't think. So As far as I know. I don't know. I haven't checked it all out, but I know this one does. So that's kind of like an added bonus because you don't really need a website then. So yeah, but yeah, let's get into this, and I'm gonna make it into a full screen. There, yeah, everything goes really quick. Now, even before you even get started here, you can kind of get who these two people are, right? This will be the Russian leader, and this will be Mr. Trump here, okay? So pay attention to what they're dancing on top of. They're dancing for China. Okay, you can see it in the.
And that's the whole. This whole thing is symbolism. I mean, even in this first frame, you can see over to your one side. That's the pyramid. That's a pyramid.
Well, you get to see that too. But China. So pay attention to all these, okay? Because this is. It's very clever how they've done this. Like, okay. So yeah.
I got a question for you. Okay, stop for a second. I got a question for you. Okay. We're noticing the main things, and I think Mary Wins had mentioned something about UFOs. But if you look at
that's coming in there as well. Yes, that's coming in. That's why I was saying this would be a good week for that whole alien thing to come up. I wouldn't be surprised if they do push something.
But then you got the mountains. That one is a hard one to figure out. That looks like Mount Everest, doesn't it? Or does it? Because why would
why don't we go through the thing, okay? And then we can kind of discuss it, because then at least everybody in the audience have seen it and they can chime in with us so that we can have a bit of a discussion. Because this wouldn't take long to go through. This is really quick.
No.
So yeah, dancing for China, okay. So that was the coronavirus that just went by real quick.
Yep.
Right? You got it quick with this.
Yep. All seeing eye.
And this obviously looks like Jesus, right?
Yep. Meaning the church, the representation with a crown, meaning that it's royalty, like England.
So this actually is going to put a damper on the Christians. Well, I'll tell you at the end here. But yeah, this is Jesus. He's the head of the Illuminati, by the way, as you can see here. This is the Illuminati, right? So he is on the throne of the Illuminati. So for all those Christians out there who think that you guys are all holy and all that, well, not according to these guys.
These men that are lined up next to him, those remind me, I don't know if it reminds you, but it reminds me of the UN troops.
Well, they
like
are military
the head of the UN.
Yeah. It's the military,
Yes.
For guarding him, yes. That could be China, it could be anybody. Just in uniform though, right? It doesn't really specifically say which country, but we saw which roof they were dancing on, so one can kind of, so we'll see. So notice this. Okay, so this was one thing that I noticed, and this was before the Olympic ceremony, the last ceremony. I was wondering, like, are they going to do this during the Olympics? Which obviously they didn't. So I know the answer to that now. However, I'm noticing two things here. Those things coming down from the sky there, that reminds me of the dream that I had, that a lot of other people have had. So part of end times, I don't know. But the Eiffel Tower is definitely going down. Notice all the crosses here, a dead person here. It doesn't look very
so
lively.
So with the Eiffel Tower, have you seen all the fake video? I watched like 3 or 4 of those fake videos of the Eiffel Tower on fire. Have you seen any of those?
No,
I've seen like 4 or 5 of them that showed the Eiffel Tower burning. And I thought, I had to actually look it up on Reddit because I thought, oh my God, this looks so real. It looked like people running around and screaming and yelling, and the Eiffel Tower is burning. And I thought, oh my God, this is crazy. how come this ain't on the mainstream news? But it really looks so real. But
Well,
I
that's
mean,
the
it
thing.
was fake.
That's the thing. Like, even if we do watch it on the news, we have to question it because we don't know if it's real or not anymore now, right? That's kind of how we've gotten to. But they sure seem to be pushing the Eiffel Tower going down. This is all death and destruction, and we know that Paris is not the same as it used to be. You know, people that go there are just disgusted with what it's like over there now. And so it's not looking good for Europe, you know what I mean? And this thing over here doesn't look very lively either. It doesn't look like it's even alive. But we'll continue on here and see some more. Joel Jabiru, as we can see, who's in charge of the Jabiroos, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't look too well, does he? No. So that's probably the next thing that's coming. Okay, so this is a phoenix. This is a baby carrot. There's a baby in here.
Oh.
Keep that in mind. So that is essentially going to be the Antichrist. So it's kind of interesting how, because you'll see that more in the end here, how they're portraying it as an infant that doesn't have parents. We don't know where it comes from. It just appears all of a sudden in the basket, kind of like Moses. I thought that was very interesting. There he is. What are they doing here? Does this look like a Christian convention?
Praying to Allah.
Sure looks like it, isn't
it? He's a Muslim.
So we know now that he will be arising from the Middle East. We probably won't know a lot about him, who his parents are, and all that kind of stuff will be erased probably from the internet. But he will be coming from there for sure, which I think it already says that in the Bible anyways, but yeah. Here's the UFOs. Okay, so you got your pyramid, you got your triangle on top. We have our visitors, or were they here before us? That's up for debate. I'm seeing a lot of snow here. Is this the Antarctic? Kind of, sort of looks like that.
Yeah, and then the question is that the hidden pyramid in Alaska or the one in Siberia, or is that another one we don't know of? We all know that these.
I think the snow has been melting a bit, and apparently there is an evidence of some pyramid in the Antarctica. Now that everything is receding a little bit, you can see more. So it could be any one of those places, you know. But yeah. So he's front and center here, guys. Okay, this is not your savior at all. Okay,
Smoking G says maybe it's Antarctica. I never thought about that. Could be something that they dug up out of Antarctica. That kind of reminds you of that there. I mean, we're not allowed to go to Antarctica and dig around, you know, without supervision. So that could be where everything is going up.
Well, most likely. That's why we're not allowed to go there. So who knows? Yeah. What do we have here, people? This is the Ark of the Covenant. Okay. See how interested they are in the Ark of the Covenant. This is also in the Bible. So for those of you who have read the Bible and know exactly what this is.
Well, you know what?
Sorry?
You know what they say about the Ark of the Covenant, right? They say whoever holds the Ark will be the winner of the wars. That's the most powerful weapon on earth. And
this is it looks like that's what it's all about. That's what it's been all about all this time. Hidden in religion. It's always been a religious war, and it's about some stupid trinket.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I heard,
not a trinket, a weapon.
It
wouldn't be a trinket.
If you read the Bible, okay, when Jesus goes up to the mountain, and the people are up on the mountain, they're all glowing, right? Like they've been near some kind of radiation type of thing. And I've heard the same thing. If you go too close to the Ark of the Covenant, you're going to get radiation poisoning and die. This is why nobody can see God's face, okay? Because you're just going to, so there's something to do with radiation and that type of thing, with this. And that's probably what it comes down to, is some type of technology, okay, that's in this box here. And that's what it's been about all along. So, but just interesting to see how they're merging all of this together here. So this is the Torah. Okay, so you're saying some here. We'll see a little bit more here. Okay, so this Muhammad and the message of God. Okay, so you got the old Jewish Torah, but you also have the Muslim, whatever they call their book.
Yeah.
That's this guy.
But okay, as you can see, like if you go back a few slides there was this thing that come up, but it was wrote in Arabic. And see, that's why I was saying in the beginning, is it kind of upset me that some of these things were in Arabic, and I don't know what it means or what it was saying. Just like that board there, it says it was written here, Muhammad is the messenger of God. Okay, great.
Yeah.
But what does it say on that board? Does it say the same thing, or does it say something different? But because I can't read it, I don't know. Is that a coded message to somebody?
That's kind of like religion in a nutshell. We don't know what's inside that Torah. All we know is whatever was translated for us into English or whatever language you're into. You know what I mean? That's all we know. We don't. It could be anything in there. We don't know. That's the thing. So, but if you follow along, you'll see that it's the Torah and the Muslim. Those two are the ones that are going to merge. The Quran.
Torah, the Quran, and then there's Christianity. So which the question is they're all pretty much the same.
There's no Christianity. There's no Christianity in here at all. Christianity, even though Jesus is up front there, but that's not what we're merging here. We're merging the old Jewish Torah, which Jesus was never accepted to be the Messiah in there. They're still waiting for the Messiah, which is this guy, by the way. This is the guy that they've been waiting for. Okay, he's coming from the Middle East. Yeah. So Christianity is basically washed out, and this is going to be a huge blow for a lot of people. Christianity will no longer be part of this at all. It's only going to be the old Torah and the Quran. That's it. So, and you'll see more once we get in here. Okay, so he's saying the Gospel of Barnabas. Okay, these are texts that didn't make it into the Bible. Yeah. So they do kind of tell you here on the background.
That was the eagle.
Sorry?
That was the eagle representing the United States.
Yeah.
And here's
and this definitely is the the States right here. America Falls. All of this is America.
And it's basically saying that this guy, which we don't know who he is, this Robin Hood, which Robin Hood, if you go back into history, who was Robin Hood? He was like an undercover good guy, and yet he shoots the arrow and knocks the eagle down, which is represented by the United States. So the eagle has now crash landed in front of a nightclub, which represents what?
Well, look at this.
I know what that.
What does it say right here?
Yeah, but
right?
the nightclub represents our fall into sin and
Yeah, well, it's
uh,
this is just a nutshell
gluttony,
of America. Yeah,
gluttony,
which is all
because
sinful and
that's us, because
yeah,
all
yeah,
these people now are doing OnlyFans, and they
yeah,
want nothing but to pleasure themselves, and you can see that by that lady standing there half naked, and that's representing all that the United States. We're the Babylon. We're the Sodom and Gomorrah now,
yeah.
and it needs to be struck down.
We need to
There
be
you go.
cleansed from this earth. That's right. Yeah, so that's what that is, exactly what that is all about. Freedom, right? Hey, look at
Yep.
this. Look at that, right? Again, this is all the old texts, right? The Torah and the
Yeah, the star pattern. You missed the star pattern. Go back to the star pattern. I don't know what this means, but you see the star pattern there?
yeah,
That
isn't
means something.
that
Is it?
oh, I'm not sure
I
which one
don't
it
know
is now.
what that symbol is. That's a very powerful meaning that
Yes.
the stars are aligned, or is that the sign we're looking for? Is that the North Star? Is that I don't know my astrology so well, but if somebody could see that and point that out, what that means, there's a hidden meaning in that. I don't know what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, I got
You?
my first thought was like it reminds me of the sickle and the hammer kind of. So that would be the Russian, right? I'm thinking
Yeah,
it's more with China, has to do with China,
it could be.
something like that. Those
But
countries
you
over
notice
there.
the one star is really large.
Hmm.
That's if they were all the same, it would be like a sign, but that one star is significantly larger. And I don't know what that means. I've
Hmm.
been stumped on that one.
So
So
this will
there
be a
you go.
good time for those who are watching. Okay, so whether you're watching it live here or watching it later, leave us some feedback on this to see what you think this is, and we can discuss it here live if you're here live. If not, we can discuss it down in the comment section. But yeah, let us know what you think this is. So this will be an interesting as well. Pay attention to this one. Bull market. What's going to happen to the bull market? Oh, that's right. Down with the bull market. Down with
Yeah.
down with the USA. Down with
You
the
notice
bull market.
the bull is golden too. It's
Always golden calf. That goes way back to the old biblical times, right? Where they're
yes.
worshiping, a ball and the golden calf and all of this. Well, we still use that representation on Wall Street. Do you not? Do you not have a bull
Yep.
there? When I think of the bullions and the bull, it's bull, right? It's our financial market, essentially. So being cut off.
Yeah,
Okay, so they're just
because
telling us, right?
well, because the Americans worship we worship that bull market. We base everything we do, if you believe it or not, on the stock market. Hey, stocks are up, everything is good. Stocks are up, everything's great, even though the world is falling apart. Stocks are up. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And
Well, yeah. I mean,
we worship
we
we
worship
worship
money. I
the
mean, some of us,
yeah
will sell their own mothers for a few shekels.
yeah
I mean, you know what I mean? We work and strive all day just for that. That is our God, essentially, right?
yeah.
That's the whole world, though. It's not just us in the
Max
Western.
Max says that Moloch is the bull, also Baal. So
Right.
is that meaning that this guy is the Antichrist and he's killing off Baal? And we know that Baal is kind of the ruler, or the worship, the god, or the that all these guys in political power kind of worship. We that's just facts.
Yeah, so I've had the feeling that we are having the changing of the guards here. This is what's happening on a spiritual level, right? On the other side,
Yes.
we might be changing bosses here. And I'm assuming that that's kind of what's happening here. And the ball's out now, and now it's going to be a new one coming in town that we're all collectively going to worship. And you'll see that in here. We're all going to be worshiping this thing. Okay. If not, you're not going to be able to live on this planet if you don't. So, but let's move forward a little different. Notice how all the money laying here. Okay. Money is no longer worth any, and they're dollars too, by the way. The dollar's not worth anything. They're just floating around. It's like toilet paper now at this point. And who do we have here in blue and white?
Israel.
Now, for those who have followed my channel, know exactly how I feel about these people.
Wait a minute. Stop right there, though. As that thing scrolls by, and you're watching it, it scrolls by and it focuses in real quickly in like 1 or 2 frames over the eye that sits over the pyramids. And then it immediately goes to Israel, meaning that the eye, the all-seeing eye is on Israel.
Yeah. This is the eye that's been watching us this whole time, who has had their eye on us. Well, for 2,000 years. It's not like they hid it. It's right there in the Torah, right? They're the chosen ones. The rest of us are not worth anything, and they have the right to just do whatever they want with us. It says so right there. So this has been going on for 2,000 years. It's just taken them this long to do it. But we're at the final moments now. But just watch this, how it merges. Into this. Okay, so this is basically telling you that the Torah and the Quran is now merged into one, and this is the official flag. Now, another thing that I really noticed here is the color of the flag. It's black. And then I started cluing into all the social media icons. What's been happening there? They're all turning black. Starting with Twitter's now X black. Patreon, they've also gone black. And matter of fact, I'm going to show you, so it's not just me saying this. I'll show you something here to go along with that. Let's see if I can find. I got so many things up. Not that one. It was.
Well, the thing is that they've been talking about for many years that when they build the next temple, it will, they're going to destroy the temple and they're going to build the next temple, and the 2 religions will merge together.
Yeah, you're going to see that right here. You're going to see it right here. Yeah, in like short frames. So you can see it. Right now. But yeah, so this is what's going to, so this is the 2 things together. Yeah, so Christianity is out completely with this. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's see here. We'll. Here's your Al-Aqsa, whatever that thing is called now, and this is the new temple that's going to be built. Okay, so this is in Jerusalem, that flag. Okay, just pay attention. Russia? Isn't that the Russian thing?
Yeah.
Right? So Russia is also going to be in cahoots here then with these people. So, I mean, we've always been at war. I see we, as in America, has always been at war with Russia. So it doesn't surprise me that Putin is going to take their side. Oh, what am I talking about? I already knew that Putin is on their side. Trump is on their side. All of the political figures that we have are all on their side. It doesn't matter who we vote in. This is the end game, no matter who comes in there. That's the problem with this. Okay, Putin's I already seen him. He's one of them. So yeah, Russia's going in with them as well, and yeah.
Well, and that's the thing is that why wouldn't Russia go in with them? Because we've literally made Russia an outcast, such an outcast. And why wouldn't they team up with China or other countries that are close by? You wouldn't want to be enemies with your neighbor next door. You'd want to be friends with them.
We already know that the Russian leader and the Chinese leader they were shaking hands there not long ago, a couple of months ago, whatever. They had a big deal, right? So we already know, and so this is why I think our leaders are on board, because they know that they're going to lose. Yeah, we're going to lose, so if you want to be on the winning team, you know what I mean? Like, you got to go along with it, because this is, anyways, let's play this out and then we can discuss it. Okay, what is this? Hood? HUD? HUD. Hood. Huda. I don't know what that means exactly, but
I don't know what that means.
I guess we'll find out in due time, I guess.
Yeah.
And to me, this represents them taking out the all-seeing eye.
Well, so after I watched this part, everything before this was saying that the all-seeing eye people that were on the all-seeing eye was Israel and the United States. And now this is the Antichrist is with everybody else. That's this guy here, the Robin Hood. And he is poking the eye out of the all-seeing eye, which is the United States and Israel, taking them down.
It wouldn't surprise me that there's going to be a surprise at the end. It usually is, right? They might think that they're all buddies right now, but eventually there can only be one winner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not going to be 3 or 4 out there. No, there's just going to be one, and they're not going to be done until that's the way it is. So that doesn't surprise me. So that should really be a warning to all these people who are going along with this, because it doesn't mean that you're going to be there for very long if you think you're on the top right now. But let's check this out. There you go, Black Cube.
So to me, I'm saying I've seen him stab the eye. Once he stabs the eye, it tells me that these doves come out and they circle Mecca, which is this big cube thing. And when they're circling that, doves mean peace or serenity or the end of a war. So him stabbing the eye is the war coming, and then the all-seeing eye is losing the war. What do you see?
Yeah, I know. So when you said the last word, I think that's in this video is peace. So what they're telling us here, that they're going to do all this, but it's going to be peace then after all of this, you see, as far as they're concerned. They think that, and no bad guy thinks that they're the bad guy. Everybody thinks that they're doing the right thing,
that's right.
At the time. And so I'm sure these people at some level think that they're doing this for the benefit, for all good and whatever, they think they're doing the good thing. You know what I mean? But yeah, as you can tell here, that, hey, that all-seeing eye, whoever that is going to be gone as well. So that will be, probably America's and whatever. I don't know who. It seems to me, you can kind of hear on the music here who's going to be at the end, right? Who's going to be standing at the end here. And they think that they're bringing in peace by getting rid of us, I guess, by getting rid of the Western world, because we're all sinful and this, that, and the other thing. Then it's going to be peace on earth, you see. So, and you'll kind of see that as we move forward here. That's where it is. That's what I'm saying. This is what they think is the peace on earth.
Yep.
sick and twisted idea of why they're doing this.
It's basically saying that, after I got done watching it, this is just my opinion, is that the United States and Israel is the all-seeing eye. We're the Illuminati. And we're going to go to war. And if you've seen that flag, it's the sickle and a star. And that's not
maybe that's Russia and China together.
That's Russia and China are joining together, the most powerful superpowers in the world. And because Russia is the sickle and the hammer, China is not. It's the star or the circle or whatever the heck it is. But anyway, the point is it's emerging, and then the fact is that which would, you can point it out now, it's pretty much the BRICS nations are taking down or joining together, and they're going to take down the eagle, which is symbolized by the eagle getting shot by the Robin Hood and coming to the ground, and then there will be peace, because now it'll be all the Muslim religion or whatever it is that they're hoping for, the joining of religions, because you can't really stomp out a religion. It's like taking a person and saying, today you're going to believe in this, and tomorrow you're going to believe in that, and you either believe or we're going to kill you, and people just can't switch overnight. And in logic ways, you can't force them either. So you got to merge everything together. But the thing is that most of those religions, even Christianity and Muslim and Jewish stuff, is so close. It's so close that it's just off by a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And all they have to do is merge it together again, and you got a one world government.
Well, that's the whole plan, right? They want one world government, one world religion, one currency. They want, because obviously somebody is planning on being a dictator for the whole world. And I guess that's what that Antichrist figure there, coming out of the Middle East. So he's going to be coming from there. So be on the lookout. I think, all this stuff that's going on right now is just distraction, honestly, for what's really going on. And Mary said that she saw some footage last night, UFO. I haven't seen that. That doesn't surprise me. That kind of goes right along with the whole full moon and expect the unexpected here this week. So that's one of them that we are kind of expecting for something like that to come in play. And now that I've seen these UFOs in this video, obviously it's gonna be part of it. It's part of it, and I think what's gonna happen is we're gonna get so scared by whatever this alien invasion. No doubt there's gonna be cities taken out, people are gonna die. Okay, expect the unexpected, and we're gonna get so scared that we're gonna do whatever they say. Well,
I have a buddy of mine who's been telling me that the aliens are gonna be here soon, and I hate to say it, but he's kind of right a lot of times when he says that the aliens they're gonna have the alien agenda show up, and people aren't gonna question it. They're gonna that'll unite everybody, and we'll be fighting a common enemy.
Yeah, so that's exactly what they're going to do, because you always wondered, how are they going to, have all of us want to band together while we are, if all of a sudden we have an outside threat, just like Reagan told us back in the 80s, wouldn't it be funny if, and all of a sudden, and that's how we're going to unite. And all of a sudden at this moment now, we're going to drop the whole race or sexual different, all of that's going to be gone. Nobody cares about your race or your sexuality anymore. You know what I mean? And we're going to band together. And because we do that, we are going to accept this lead, because this leader is going to be very charismatic. I mean, if you thought, the guy in the 40s was charismatic and took over all of Europe at that time, this guy's going to be even better. He's going to be probably showing some supernatural things. He's going to be, bringing peace, but he's going to do it in a way that we're going to merge all the religions now. And that's the thing about the alien thing. That's going to then knock out all Christianity's going to be gone. A lot of these other religions have to be gone because we've got proof now. They're here. There's no more questioning that. That's all going to be poof. That's gone. But we do need structure. We do need, we are spiritual beings, in the core, right? And so we're going to need something, something to cling on, something that's good, something that's positive. And I'm sure it's going to look fantastic. The religion's going to be great. I'm hoping, and I don't like the dictatorship thing because that never goes well, but I do like the idea of bringing back the old temples the way that it was designed for, like for healing, so we can go in there and get healing. Like I'm talking like the world could be such a good place if it was done right. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I think it's going to go down. Now, when it's soon, definitely soon. Is it this week? Well, I don't know. I'm just going by astrologers. We're all kind of, trying to piece everything together to try and figure it out. When does it look like a window might be open for this or whatever? Apparently this week, and then we do have that political convention going on. Again, that's a great time to be doing those type of things. If you want attention, you got to do it, and that's, I was very surprised that they didn't do something in Paris during the Olympics. Like, if you want attention, you got the whole world watching you right now. It would be a perfect time to do it, And when it comes to like taking out Trump, like if they wanted Trump out, he would be gone already. Okay, that's you people don't really like Trump is probably one of the most easiest people to take out just because he's so routine. Yeah, he does the same thing every day at the same time. Like you'll know exactly where he's gonna be at. It'll be so easy to take him out. So no, that's all smoke and mirrors. It's just a show. It's a distraction for what's coming here. And just honestly, it just makes us look even worse than what we have up to. It just makes us look bad, and so the whole world is kind of like, against us essentially, and they probably will clap when we fall because we are falling. We're just about to fall, just like Rome did, and a lot of other places have, and it's just the way it goes. So it's just a matter of being prepared, and that's kind of why we're doing these shows, to kind of wake people up and to get prepared. I don't know what the solution is here, how much we can get prepped for something that's coming. I don't know. It'll be running for the hills, I guess, right? Because major cities will definitely be targets. So when it comes to the alien invasion, I would assume that, the big cities in both America and Canada probably, and I'm fairly close to a big one here. So, if you want to take out a large amount of people all at once, city will be it, right? So that's what I'm saying. I would avoid travel right now. I would avoid all those big conventions and all that kind of stuff. Like I would just stay away. It's kind of asking for it. We know something is, so, but yeah, if you guys have any questions about any of this or any other input here, I'm trying to go through all the comments here, but I don't think I've gotten through them all yet.
Well, I think all this stuff is like the Olympics. I think that wasn't as much about having an event, but showing the world what they're all about, because there was a lot of symbolism in all those rituals they were doing. It wasn't so much about like burning down the Eiffel Tower as it was to show that the Eiffel Tower was burning down.
Well, it was kind of to show where that location was. Right away when we see the Eiffel Tower, we're like, okay, that's Paris, Europe. You know what I mean? Because everything else around there just looked dead. There was crosses everywhere. There's people laying there. There was nothing green or nothing pretty anywhere. So that's the only milestone that we could tell that where that was. And so,
Well, exactly. But I'm saying is that the Olympics weren't there to be the black swan. They were there to, give us the symbolism of what's to come. Like all those rituals they were doing, weird things with the Smurf guy and the sexual stuff and the burning down of the tower, and the, on and on and on and on. But they were all symbolisms to show us something for the guys with eyes open to see. And that's what it was there for, because everybody around the world's attention was watching, and if you weren't watching, well, you'll get an updated clip and go back and look at it. But it's just the facts that it was there to show everybody, because if there was an event there, it would be quickly shut down, and everybody would be like, ooh, it got this or that or whatever happened. But it was for symbolism. Everything has a purpose. There isn't many things out there that happen randomly. Random people don't plan big events, because random people are usually good people, and they don't create catastrophes, even though they could. But just like you and me, we're not going to go out there and do things that would make the system fall apart, even though we probably could easily enough. But we're not going to do that, because we're good people. Bad people do things to infiltrate the system, and they have a purpose, and somebody is guiding them in their mission, because most people don't have the brain power to plan something like that out on a large scale. Most of it's
unfortunately the people who are planning this stuff out have been doing this for thousands of years, probably hundreds of years.
But as a collective, but I'm saying on the individual basis, like just picture you or me, we are not going to take the time out of our day to plan out a major catastrophe and then follow that through by ourselves, unbeknownst to anyone else, for the purpose of what? That's the whole point of what.
Well, that's just it.
Once in a while that happens, but not very often.
That's the thing. So when you do see something like that, you got to question that, because there's just no way this guy, the lone gunman, whatever, did all that. No. 20-year-old guys don't think about that. They're not that politically involved yet. Not usually. So that's another. It's in your face. You know what I mean? If you pay attention, this is no way. That's not how it operates. It's never been like that before, and it's it won't be like that again. But that basically tells you what the plans are. It goes right along with the script in the Bible, because that's all it is this script, man-made script telling you ahead of time, this is what we're doing, this is how we're gonna do it, and it's up to you to whether or not you can figure this out. So I saw Scotty Boy. He left because he doesn't want to hear about it, and I don't blame him. It's not fun stuff, but you know what? It doesn't make it any less, true. Even if you don't like it, it's just if you turn it off and turn your back, all you're doing is being unprepared and mentally. If that's the only place that you are ready, it's very important to be mentally ready so you don't get so shocked that you're not going to get fooled, and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Well, and that's so true. I mean, you can shut your eyes, you can shut your ears, and when you do that, that's fine. That's fine. If you don't want to listen or hear, it's fine. But the reality is that it's still going on, and if you don't follow things at least a little bit and keep yourself kind of up to date, you could be in with the herd of sheep, the sheeple. They're running off the cliff, and if you knew ahead of time that they were all running off the cliff, you may have a chance to get to the side of the runway and save yourself and jump up off of the onto the rocks or something and say, I don't know why everybody's going down that way. I see there's a cliff. I can see. The truth is there's a cliff over there, and everybody's jumping off. And then the ones who didn't pay attention, they're just following the herd because they just didn't know anything.
Well, we
might have
saw
tried
what
to
happened
save
in
him.
20, right? So that's kind of what just happened there, wasn't it? You know, although I got to say, a
Yes.
lot of people have woken up since. I got to tell you, my own kids are, you know, they're sounding like me now. So, you know, it's amazing.
Mhm.
You know that part probably backfired a little bit. But I don't really think
Well,
they care so much right now because we are so close to the end. And I think this is why we're seeing all this weird behavior and just it doesn't make sense of what they're doing. I think they just don't care anymore. They're so close to the end now. They're like, they don't care. These people are going to be gone soon anyways. None of this will be in the history books. None of it, you know? So,
well, I
yeah,
think they've
look out.
already realized that people are just gonna follow the narrative and do what they say, and that's
Mhm.
kind of the truth. If they came out this mpox again, like you're talking about in the beginning of the show, that people would they take the jab, or would they move on, or would they say no way? But now,
Well, we'll
for
find out real
instance,
quick. We'll find out real
well,
quick. I mean,
well, then the question is did they do that as a psyop? Like the first time they said, "Oh, take it," and everybody did, and then everybody found out it wasn't good. So now the second time they say, "Here, take it," and now it's the only thing that'll save you because it's really a bad thing. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
Now everybody says, "Oh, I'm woke. I'm not taking it," and then you die. I don't know. I mean, it's so confusing. You got people
I know.
confused. Should I or
I
shouldn't
know.
I?
I know. And this is how they're going to get us, you know, because we're so confused. Now, I guess, you know, it will have to wait and see how bad this is. But even this one at the worst, apparently nobody dies from it. It's like a chicken pox is basically what it is. It's another pox. So you'll get the blisters, and yeah, some people are not going to want to, you know, yes, it's going to leave some scars. You know what it is. It's not going to be, you know, good times getting the pox as an adult. You know, I've seen that with clients, and boy, it's not a good time. But you don't die
Mhm.
from it. Right?
Yeah.
It's not deadly. Like, so I don't know. That's the thing. They would have to come up with some kind of disease that people were dying like flies. Yeah, then I might consider, you know what I mean? But for something like that, nah, I don't think so. I'm good. You know?
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. That's what I'm saying is you don't know, and most people don't research anything, and when they do, they just follow the crowds. Like, oh yeah, my brother caught it, and my job told me to get it, or I can't have a job. Most of the people I know took the jab because the job told them either you take it or you got no job, and so they did. Yeah, and
Well,
then
that might be happening again. Because, like I said, they're trying to cash in as much money as they possibly can right now of us. You know, that's why they don't care. They're trying to cash in as much money as they can. And if they can cash in a little bit more money on these pharmaceuticals, they're going to do that. They don't care, you know, whether it's good for you or not. It doesn't matter, you know. So it's kind of funny to
yeah,
see that the YouTube CEO actually died from a turbo cancer now after taking it, you know, after all of
how
that to see,
ironic.
and her son died too. Yeah. My age, you know, you know, we know what, yeah. So that's kind of funny to see the karma going around now. People are dying like flies from the
Well,
jab,
and
not
that's
from the
it's just
disease.
ironic that that happens because see, and then nobody is, now that it's so late in the game, nobody can really point at it and say, "Oh, look, they died from cancer. It was the jab. That's what it was." Oh no, they just had cancer. Well, but we all know that the jab may cause cancer,
Not just
and there's a
cancer, but turbo cancer.
cancer is at an all-time high. Why is that? Well, because everybody took the jab. But nobody wants to admit it. Nobody wants to point fingers. The doctors won't say, "Oh, you took it, so you got a 90% chance of getting cancer now."
So there's
But
going back
nobody
to
will say.
this, you know, how you can get this mpox. It's kind of like the same as the AIDS virus in the 80s, and yeah, they are blaming this on the gays. Now, I don't know if this is another agenda so that we're all going to be against gay people now then because they brought this, you know what I mean? It
Yeah.
kind of almost does. And then not only that, but they're blaming it on gay black men in Africa. That's who did it. You know what I mean? So it almost feels like it's just another. Well, there's always multiple agendas to everything, right? If we can go and hate a little
Yeah.
bit, because you got the gay and the black now, all in one here, you know, and yeah.
Yeah, but
I
see,
don't know.
that's the thing too. Is here for the last umpteen years, they've been promoting the gay people. It's great to come out of the closet and be gay, and and it's great to be a lesbian, and
It's all great
lesbians,
until the
gays, and
Mpox comes out.
transgenders. It's
Yeah.
all the best things in the world. Everybody should be that. Well, if everybody was gay and transgender, the human population would go to zero because all the guys would be getting married to guys, and the girls would be marrying to girls, and the population wouldn't be
Well, but
procreating
they
like it's
want that
supposed to.
though, Robert. They that's part of that whole plan.
Well, but that's what I'm saying.
Part of
So if this disease is spread by gays and lesbians and whatever, that's going to put a big stick on that community. I mean, it's going to be huge.
This is going to bring more hatred into that. See, so either you're with those people or you're not. Well, those who are not with them now have another reason to hate them. You see, it just festers more hate, and that's what they want. They feed off our luge. We do the fighting for them, right? Because we're going to ones that are out in the street and fighting and doing all these things. They don't do it. They just egg us on and let us finish ourselves off. That's what they're doing. There's just so many different agendas to what they're doing. So
yeah, I think Secret Drew said it's been the plan, and that's the thing. It's almost like they got a group of people sitting around planning this all out for not just the moment, but for years ahead of time. Like, hey, we worked it out that we're going to convince everybody that they're gay and lesbian, and then about 10 years into it, we'll introduce some crazy diseases, like we'll just use AIDS, and then all the gay and lesbian people will be infected, and they'll all die off or get this horrible disease, and yada 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 yada. And you see what I'm saying? It's like a planned agenda, years and years ahead of time.
Yes, I mean in 2019, in October of 2019, they had the drill for what they were going to do, for 20. Yeah, they do drills ahead of time, and I think they've already done a drill for this as well. If it's not coming up here real quick, might be this fall. But no, there's a meeting called the Bilderberg meeting. That's once a year in Switzerland, and all the movers and shakers from all over the world gather there to decide our faith, basically what's going to be happening to us, over the next year. Yeah. So unfortunately,
here's the big thing, and do they know the future, or do they have it planned out, and that's why they can predict it? It's like 2025. Yes. We've been talking about 2025 for like 5 years now.
Yeah.
And at least I know I have. And what the Deagle report said, and why is it that we've been talking about? How did they know that 2025 is going to be this crazy year? Is because they've had it planned out for 20 years ahead of time. How can you not predict it then?
Yeah, well, that's what's going on. That's why they're always right, and they know how to predict things, because they're part of the planning process. They've written the storyline 2,000 years ago, in the Bible. Remember, this goes way back. This ain't no new, but everybody's on a need-to-know basis, and they just do their thing, and, nobody really knows what's going on. Until now, I think we're at the end here, and we're kind of putting the pieces together, and we can kind of see that, So I don't know. So 25 is coming up. So we got different scenarios here. We could have a war coming out. We could have a disease coming out. So pestilence, famine, and war. Those are your classic things, and all of those are in play right now. Never mind the alien invasion thing. That's going to be the surprise, I think, for most people. And which is actually going to seal the deal, because we're probably gone through war by then. We've probably gone through some famine, right? Because there will be supply chain shortages. We're going to go through some of these things, okay? Just long enough that we're going to be so thankful when we all get together against this one common enemy, right? And this is how we're all going to just go along. We're going to, the one world government, the one world religion, all, it's just going to say, like that last slide in the video is peace on earth, right? Everything is, the whole world will be in peace now, you see. So, and if we don't comply, all our neighbors, they're going to look at us like you're the one that's causing all the grief now. All right. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's going to be scary times. Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing is, I don't think, unlike, 100 years ago, when there was just a Great Depression, people, or maybe during the war, World War I and II. I love to study history and stuff, but during those events, each time one of those events occurred, there was a lesson to be learned. And one thing I can see that happened was during the Great Depression, during the World War I and II, people joined together and united to survive, to overcome, to build things together to beat a common enemy. Okay.
But yeah, so we're already inbred for that whole thing.
Yeah, right? but here's the thing. If all three of those things hit us at once, would the spirit break at that point? Because you can head off a war and say, oh, there's a war coming. We're all going to band together against a common enemy. But what if there's a war and there's a famine, and then there's also an economic crisis all at the same time?
It's all going to happen all at once. Yeah, no, it's
what would happen then?
I know,
what would
like they're saying,
do then?
Many people are going to die just from shock, just from, it says that in the Bible even, so yeah, men will just die on the spot, and that's probably more the alien invasion thing, I would think, like, especially Christian people who don't believe in that, and all of a sudden here they are, and not only that, but they're trying to kill us, especially if we're running around with mpox. I mean, I probably would too, just wipe these people out. They're just full of disease down there, I definitely wouldn't be setting foot here though myself, but yeah, I mean, so a lot of people would just go just from sheer fear and, just from their religion being crushed.
I don't think people could wrap. I did a show on this the other week, and it was about, it wasn't this week, it was the following week. So people, you can go back and check that out. It was me and Lucky Stone and Dallimore. And the idea was, could people really, could their conscious self really wrap their heads around all that's coming? And I don't think they can. I don't think they can grasp really what is actually happening. Just like if aliens showed up, you think people could grasp that aliens had landed on the White House lawn and were coming out and meeting the president?
No, that's
there's a lot of people who sit there and there'd be other people like, oh my God, my religion's a piece of crap. We're not the only people in the universe. And what if they came out and said, oh, your religion's all crap, there's no such thing? I mean, what would people do? Want to kill
they
the
would just
aliens
die in
off, or
despair. Their hearts would be crushed. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Just like,
exactly.
So yeah, this is what I'm saying. It's gonna be. It's not gonna be such good times coming up. I mean,
look at during the Depression, when the stock market crashed and people lost all their money. They just jumped out of windows because they didn't want to face the fact that they were broke. They were rich today and broke tomorrow.
That's another thing. Yes. I even had my brother say the same thing, because he's panicking. He's got 3 girls at home. They can't afford to have their own place. Like, he knows what's coming too, and he's starting to panic a little bit now, because they're not gonna have all the things that they expected to have. Already they were missing out on the milestones that they were expecting to have at a certain age, you know what I mean, and can't do it, and it doesn't look very good for the future of the young people, especially. I really feel for them. They didn't have, at least I've had my youth, at least I've done all that stuff for it, you know what I mean, like, and it's hard to watch, because and when people do lose their jobs, lose all their savings, lose any hope of owning anything, all of these things that we thought we took for granted, really. It was sort of a birthright, really, when we came in here, that, hey, we're going to own a car, we're going to have a house, we're going to have kids, and, picket fence, all of that stuff. We're going to have, big, huge pension that we're going to retire, and everything's just going to be, and none of that is going to happen. All of it's going to be gone. And so, people will be jumping out of windows. Yeah.
I think you hit on a key word, and the key word is hope. When people lose hope, they lose
then that's
everything.
It. We're done. Yeah. So that's the thing about you people too, is that whoever's listening here is to, be kind to your fellow people, especially those maybe who are asleep. Be kind, because, waking up right now, especially if you're highly religious and you just, it's not going to be good times. Like, they need us right now. They need somebody to talk to, like, you know what I mean? And so, be kind to your neighbors, be kind to your friends, try to reach out and help them as much as you can, without compromising yourself, obviously, right? Because, quite often people look at people who are awake, like us, and point the finger at us and say, it's your fault. You made it happen. Why did you say all that stuff for all this time? You made that happen now. It's your fault, especially if you're into the occult, because then, they blame everything on the occultist, of course. So that could be scary times for us as well. So that's another thing that might be coming up. That might be another witch hunt, because they're looking for people to blame. Who's to blame for all this? You must have put it first on me.
Years ago, you had the church. Most everybody was with the Catholic religion, or some Christianity verse thing. And the thing is if you didn't, good things came from God and bad things came from the devil. And so if something bad happened, you said the devil did it. And if good things happen, you said, well, God blessed me. God saved me. I went to war and everybody died except me. God saved me. Well, I just want to ask, what was wrong with everybody else? Why didn't God save any of them if he was so powerful? Why didn't he save all of you guys? But he saved you. What's so special about you that is gonna, or were you just lucky? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. You can go both ways there, right? You either blame it on the good guy or blame it on the bad guy, right? But you got to blame it on somebody.
Well, and
because nobody takes responsibility for their own stuff, right? So no.
Yeah, you took the word. You took the words out of my mouth. Yeah, I mean, people don't. You're right. People don't like to blame themselves. They will blame everybody else. I did nothing wrong. I didn't do it. I ain't gonna take the blame for that. I did not do that. Yes, you did. Oh no, it's not my fault. Yes, it is. You didn't get up in time to go.
You are part of the problem, unfortunately. That's the thing. All these order followers, and and I know we've all been brought up to be good little boys and girls and listen to our authority and all this but turns out it's all BS anyways. I was naturally a defiant person coming into this. I've always been defiant, always questioned everything, even at like an infant type of thing. You know what I mean? Like I walked to my grandma's house. I'm 3 years old, like in town, like, you know what I mean? Like, So that's how we're supposed to be. All of these other people who are just yes this and yes that, and hi, how high, sir? You know what I mean? When they ask them to jump, and it's just like, no, sorry, I'm not jumping for you or anyone else for that matter. But nobody wants to rock the boat. Nobody wants to be the one that says something first or does something that might look like something strange. So I think this is why a lot of people aren't prepping, because the neighbors will think you're a weirdo conspiracy theories if you do. But at the flip side, they're going to be, getting mad for not doing it. But why didn't I listen to that 3-4 years ago? But anyways, I don't know if we've been rambling on now for an hour and a half. If you guys are just showing up now, I do urge to go back and re-listen. We did talk about the full moon. We talk about, obviously, the whole pet goat thing. You guys can watch it. I got all the links for everything we talked about in the description down below here. And go and check it out for yourself. Watch that video a few times. Maybe you're going to pick up something that we didn't pick up. That you can then comment in the comment section later, so we can talk about it. And And then there's also two other ones before that. I urge you to go and check those out too. They came out years ago, and I think the first one, if I'm not mistaken, was with Obama, and all the things that are going on back in those days, and even Bush, I believe, is in there as well. So yeah, they always tell us ahead of time what they're doing, what their plans are.
Well, the interesting part is they're showing Trump at least an image of what would look like Trump without saying it, and Putin, meaning that would that mean that Trump is going to win the election and will battle with Putin?
That kind of does indicate that, doesn't it? Because that indicated the two leaders dancing for China, right?
Yeah. Otherwise, it would have showed Kamala, or it would have showed Biden.
Yeah, it didn't. Right?
Somebody else.
So he is definitely the chosen one. He's been. There's no election, people. It doesn't matter whether you go out there and vote or not. It's a selection, and he's been selected a long time ago. And both of those people, as you saw at the end of that movie, are working for the same people. Okay? And it ain't the American people. I can tell you that right now. And it's not the Russians either, for that matter. So they have their own agenda. And I've been trying to point this out throughout my videos here for quite a while now. If you want to watch all of them, because a lot of them are not up on YouTube here, especially with this subject when it comes to that particular country and Trump. Okay, I got separate videos on that, but they are up on my Rumble as well as the Odysee. Okay, so go and check out those platforms for all my stuff. And I'll be uploading this up in there as well. So if you're watching it there, welcome. Make sure you follow me there. Hit that like, comment if you don't mind, and let's get those platforms growing, because YouTube eventually is going to be gone. We all know that, right? So we need places to go. So make sure you follow, and I'm so grateful that I had the Odysee before. Otherwise, I would have lost all my stuff when they took my YouTube down,
Yeah.
All of it. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, what are we talking? Ashley's talking about Q. Is that still going on? Because I don't
know about Q anymore.
Know. I thought that died down. I think we kind of dismissed that whole Q thing. That's them doing it.
Now we got bigger and better things, fish to fry right now. But
yeah, that's true. That was a few years ago when that was big.
Then now do something nice for your neighbor, people. Go and buy them a Milky Way Soul Tribe shirt, or an Antahkarana shirt, or an Antahkarana mug. And sit around the campfire and chit chat with them and say good things and enjoy the good times that we have left. Because who knows how many good days we have left. This is the last best day you'll ever have. It only gets worse after this.
That is true, and summer is almost over, so get out there, have some fun, like you were worried about, maybe the zoo won't be open next year. The MPOX seems to be pretty heavily on the agenda right now, and fall is coming, and we all know we get the sniffles in fall and whatever, and so, try and stay healthy. That's another one to try to, beat this, is try and be as healthy as you can, so that hopefully you won't get anything that's coming, and stay away from crowds. So heads up with the full moon tomorrow. Yeah, don't be surprised. The energy is probably going to be pretty intense, and keep that popcorn popping, because I do believe we might have a show here this week. So stay tuned, everybody. I think next week we're going to return with the Adam and Eve story. If you're available, Robert, I haven't even asked you, but I already scheduled it. We'll return with that. It's kind of funny because there was I can't remember who it was now. Survivor Lily, of all places, who I listen to, who I sort of get the heads up of what's going on in Europe. She mentioned suspicious observer and the pole shift thing. She's getting right in there now with that stuff, and that's weird. It's weird seeing all the different communities kind of getting together. We're all kind of coming together because, so that whole pole shift thing is another thing we got to worry about. But it could also explain all the weirdness that's going on. If they know that this is coming, and maybe they're going under the bunker for a few years and then emerge and do this whole thing that they're, But knowing that this is coming, it would kind of explain the weird behavior to me, and the rush to try and make as much money as they possibly can now before they go underground. And there might be a little shift of some sort. I don't know, but
well, regardless if it's a war, economic collapse, or a pole shift, we do know for a fact that a lot of the elites or the very rich are building bunkers as fast as they possibly can. So what that should tell you something. It's like when one of the richest people in the world, what's his name? I can't think of his name now. Warren, not Warren
Zuckerberg?
Buffett. Yeah, it's Warren Buffett. Sells all his Apple stock and says, I sold all my Apple stock. Is there anything to that, or he just felt like it today when he owned most of it?
He knows something, and that's unfortunately that's why these people are so rich. It's all insider trading. We're not in the club, so we don't know, but they do, and they always cash out. And that's why wars are happening too, by the way. They're funded by the same people, but it's a really good way of making some extra cash, because they really like their shekels, And so that's why they keep doing that. And also kind of keeps the population in control a little bit as well. And so there's a lot of agendas going on. But at least we're we got a bit of a heads up here. We kind of know what's going on, or we think we do. We're probably just scratching the surface too, by the way. I'm sure it's a lot worse than what could even imagine, honestly, these people, but so go check out the merch store. Get yourself some Soul Tribe merch while you can, and then check out my new stuff while you're there. Yeah. All right. We should probably.
I like the new stuff. I love the new Lena. I love the new logo. It's awesome.
Oh, do you? Okay.
I think that's awesome. Good logo.
Well, social media is all switching over to the black, and that's okay. So they're going back to that. Okay, I thought that's very interesting. Patreon went with the black. Now I have the Patreon thing here. So they're saying the reason why did Patreon change the logo? We want our brand to challenge those old media conventions and celebrate today's dynamic, disruptive, creative reality. Our goal is not to be defined by a shape or color, but rather by a visual language. So what they've done is it used to be orange and it used to be a P for Patreon. Now the logo just looks like a kidney bean and it's black. It's ugly. It's like, really? So everything is just going, it's kind of like Celine Dion with her new kids clothing line. You'll also notice it. There's no more blue, no more pink. It's all black and white, baby. That's all it is, because we're no longer genders. We're no longer people. We're just, I don't know. And I've noticed that Instagram had it, but they said that they had it for a little bit because it looked better on certain apps. But I don't think so. I think they're going with what everybody else is. Musk went with the X. Again, X.
Yeah.
No name, right? Black. No name, right? This is how it's going. This is how, you can see it. And then with that flag there with the black, I'm like, okay, all right.
X has a lot of meanings to it. It goes way deep. We could have a whole hour show on the letter X.
Yes, he even named his kid X, I think, or something too. So he's a little weird though. But so he's calling his kids X, and wasn't it one that had numbers in there, his name too? So they don't want genders and names and colors or anything pretty or individual. No, everything is just black and white. That's it. Gray and numbers, and you're just a number and what am I thinking of? This code bar, the scanning bar. Yeah, that's what we are. We just have one right on our forehead to scan us. They don't need to. There's no more. Yeah. I don't like it, but there it is. So go and catch some. Sorry.
I said your forehead or your hand, one or the other.
That's what it says. So it's going to be interesting to see when this new one, religion and everything comes in, and how they're going to, that would be our digital scanning bar. Of course. How else are we going to do it, right? So, And why waste money on plastic and cards and passports and all that? No. It's all just one little chip in your little thing here, and that's it. And it's going to be environmentally friendly, you see. And you don't have to remember it, right? So, yeah, no, it's all going to make sense. It's all going to sound wonderful at the time. That I know. And, but yeah, at least now you got a little heads up what's coming. So, but yeah, enjoy your night, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you smash that like button before you go. And if you haven't subscribed, do that and follow me on all the other social media platforms, as well as Robert's here. All our links are down below in the description there. And yeah, we'll see you guys next Sunday for more pole shift talk from Adam and Eve. Do you have anything you want to say before we close up here, Robert?
Catch me Tuesday night with David Null, Hawkeye Two Feathers, Native American Myths and Legends on the Milky Way Soul Tribe channel. We'll be doing great stories, history, and much more. Catch your card reading there at the end of the show. And we'll see you there on Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Central.
There you go. We'll see you guys there, everybody. Take care and happy full moon tomorrow. Bye.